Hey, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys doing great. Today in this tutorial we're going to look up at the object menu, which is this path underneath slice. So here with the path we have the join, we have the average, we have this outline stroke, we have offset path, we have this reverse path direction, we have this simplify, we have add anchor points, we have remove anchor points, we have divide objects below, and also we have this split into create and also cleanup. So what is path? When you draw anything with your Adobe Illustrator, so when I grab my selection tool, so this is a path. So as you can see, when I put my cursor over, so it's going to show me in red, which is path. So for every shape, for every vector shape here, we need to know the anchor point, which is when I'm going to grab my direct selection tool. So as you can see, we have four different anchor point with this vector shape. So here one is one anchor point here, one at this point, and one is here, and also you can find one anchor point here, which is with four corner with this shape. And also we have, this is called a path. So here let me show you the first option that here with this path available is join. So what is join? If I'm going to draw something like this, so let me convert to a stroke so you can see here. Let me increase the size, not decrease, and change its color to something like, let's go with the black. So here as you can see, this path is not join. So now if I want to join the path here, so what I'm going to do is that I'm going to select, let's make more path here so I can show you how this join is going to work. And if I'm going to make something like this one, and also I'm going to make one another here so I can show you how this path, how join under path is work. So here I'm going to make something like this as well. So first we are going to select this one and we are going to try to join this. So we go to the object. So here on the path we have this join, or you can just hold Ctrl plus J on your keyboard so you can join the path. So I'm going to click at that. So automatically, as you can see here, it's going to join this path. Let's go with the second one. I'm going to select that and here go to the object here on the path, click on join. So as you can see, it's going to join something like this from this position to this one. And if I want to join this one, so now if I go to the object and here if I go to the path and click on join, so as you can see, automatically it's going to join. So this is how you can use this join under path for different shape. If your shape is not completed and you need to join your path, so this is how you're going to use this path, this join under path. And the next option with this path, we have this average. What is average? So here let me show you the average. Average is something that is not going to join but is going to make closer your shape. So now here for these three lines, if I want to apply this average, so first I'm going to grab my direct selection tool. So I want to apply average only, so I'm going to drag my selection over this anchor points for these lines here. So now I need to go to the object here on the path. I need to click on this average, or you can just hold Alt plus Control plus G. So I'm going to click at that. So here we have two things, horizontal and we have vertical. So if I'm going to select this horizontal and click OK. So as you can see, horizontally is going to make them closer. Let me undo. And if I want to apply this vertical average, so now I go to the path here, click on average. So here I'm going to select this vertical, click on OK. So as you can see, vertically is going to close all the lines. But what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to click on average and select both. Now click on OK. I think we didn't select, so let me just drag my selection over on this anchor points for these lines. Now I go to the path, click on average, click, select both, click on OK. So automatically, as you can see here, is going to not join all the lines here, but it's going to make them closer. So now I can use this to move it anywhere. So this is how you're going to use this average. Here you can use it for the vertical as well. Let me do not forget one more thing that you can use to join the vertical here lines as well. If you select these two lines and if you just go to the object here on the path, if you click on the join, so as you can see, it's going to join your straight line, which is this vertical. And let me undo. So here I'm going to show you the average for the vertical line as well. So if you just go to the path and click on average, so if you select this vertical, click OK. So as you can see here, it's going to be something like this path, but I don't want to make it something like this. So I'm going to click on average. So this time I'm going to click on horizontal and click OK. So as you can see, nothing is actually happened here for the vertical lines. So now if I just go to the object and here on the path, click on average, select this both, click OK. So now as you can see, for the vertical lines, there is no average because you can't apply for the vertical. So your line should be something like this. It should be something like this. So this average is going to apply. So now if we are going to put, so now what I'm going to do is that here I'm going to grab my direct selection tool. So only I'm going to average on these 2 points because we didn't select, we already select all the anchor point here. So we want to apply the average only to this anchors here that we already select. So I'm going to click on average and we are going to select this vertical, click OK. So as you can see now it's going to apply. But if you select all the anchor points and you want to apply this average and you expect to make them closer, so you can make sure you select this anchor point before you want to apply the average for your different path for the selected anchors. And the next option here we have this outline stroke. So what is outline stroke? So if I'm going to make a line with my pen tool, so here as you can see we have this outline stroke. So if I want to add outline stroke to this, and if I just go to the path here, click on outline stroke. So as you can see, the outline stroke is going to convert into a single shape here. So now I can fill it with any color. So this is going to be the same size. So let me make another shape here and I'm going to apply this outline stroke to this. Now if I go to the path and click on outline stroke, so nothing is actually changed here because it's already a single shape. But if I'm going to add a stroke to this shape, so what happened now with this shape is that so here now we have this stroke for this shape. So now if I just go to the object here on the path and click on this outline stroke. So now I need to ungroup this first, ungroup it. So now this is a completely different shape. I can change its color, and also I can use this. So if I want to apply any stroke to this, and now if I go to the object here on the path, and if I just click on this outline stroke, right click and group. So now what happened is that from this shape, now there is another outline stroke which is inside and outside. So for this shape we only have, because this is a complete shape, so the outline here stroke is now here, as you can see. But for this one, so we have the inline and we have the outline stroke that we just used to convert it under this path into outline stroke. So now the second option here underneath outline stroke, we have this offset path. So what is offset path? Let me select everything and delete. So here I'm going to draw another rectangle shape. Let me change its color to blue. So now if I want to add the outline, not outline stroke, offset path, so this is one of the useful tool that is going to be really used a lot with Adobe Illustrator for different artwork. So here now if I go to the object here on the path, we have this offset path. So I'm going to click at that. So here offset path is available in joints of a meter and joints of round. You can select this round. Let's try to increase this value. So you can select different joints here, like you can go with bevel. Bevel is going to be something like this. You can go with this meter, and also meter limit here you can set for meter limit, or you can go further than that. You can increase that number. So offset here is not only that you can increase that, also you can decrease. You can just go to the minus. So as you can see, the offset not going to be outside your shape, but it's going to be inside as well. But if you just go with the minus value here, so it's going to be something like this. So first we're going to try to add this with this value, which is going to be this 81 pixel. So I'm going to click at that. So now we have our shape, our original shape. So this is the offset that we used to apply here. And now if I'm going to apply offset on something like this stroke, so what happened? We're going to see that minus value as well. So I'm going to delete this and select this shape, go to the object here on the path, click on offset path. So now if I click on OK, so now what happened here is that here we have another offset path that is available with the stroke. So the same value, which is 62 stroke value, now is available with this one. So now if I select this one, I can go to the object, I can click on expand, click on OK. So now I can just right click and group, so I can move this shape, and also here we have another shape as well. So let me delete everything. So I'm going to make or draw another rectangle shape. And now if I just go to the object here on this path, click on offset path. Now let's try to go with the minus value here. So I'm going to try something like minus 80 pixel. Click OK. So now I'm going to grab my selection tool. So here, as you can see, this is our offset path, and this is going to be the original shape that here we have. So this is how you can create this offset path for different shape, not only for this one, but if you just draw something, not draw, if you just type something and if you want to create offset path for that, So now if I just go to the path, so here click on offset path, so here we have this minus 80 or done, but it's not going to apply because we have to just right click and convert that to outline. So now if I just go to the object here on the path, click on offset path, so now I can just add this value. So let's try to add something like so as you can see we have 200 pixel for that, so I can decrease that. So I can add offset path for different shape here. So this one is lorem ipsum, so I can add something like 16 pixel, click on OK. So now what I can do is that I can grab my shape builder tool, so here I can remove some part of the shape. So here I'm going to hold Alt on my keyboard, so I'm going to delete this part of the shape. So here we have this part of this shape here by applying offset path, so we only going to remove the inside. I'm going to do it for this dot as well. So this is how we are going to use this offset path here on the path. And the next option here we have this reverse path direction. Let me show you here. If I'm going to grab my pen tool and I'm going to make a line, so now if I apply this reverse path direction, so this anchor point or this path is going to be this position and it's going to be this, so it's going to apply this reverse. So let me show you practically here. With that, I'm going to click on this. Make sure you find this brushes panel, and if you just click over here and we have this arrows spatial, and I'm going to select this one, close this, and also I'm going to increase the stroke size. So now if I just go to the object here on the path, click on reverse path direction, so as you can see it's going to apply on this. So I can do this again and again. I can click on reverse path direction, so I can do it many times, but it's going to reverse the path direction for this line. So this is how you're going to use this reverse path direction. And the next option here on the path, we have this simplify. What is simplify? If I'm going to draw a shape over here by holding Alt and Shift, so we're going to make this. Let me change its color. So now if I just go to the object here on the path, we have this simplify. So we have this simplify for the anchor points. You can use this maximum anchor points, you can use this auto simplify, or you can use this something like this if you want to simplify. Or here we have this three double dot, which is more options that you can simplify, and I'm going to click at that. So here this menu or this window is pop up, so as you can see it's going to show me this simplify, curve, and also corner point, angle, threshold. So here you can simplify this curve, but here this is not a curve. So as you can see this is a curve, but I can change that. But if I'm going to make it straight, now if I want to change anything, nothing is going to change. But if I'm going to make it something like this curve for this corner or this one, so now I can just change it. So it means that for any curve corner, I can use this to simplify. And also we have this auto simplify here, and also we have this convert to straight lines. So automatically it's going to convert to a straight line. But here let me just make that something like this. If I select this, so now as you can see, if I'm going to make this sharp, so if you just check that convert to a straight line, so automatically this shape is going to convert into a straight lines. And also here we have this show original path. Let me show you the original path here if I want to see any original path. So I'm going to make this circle, grab my direct selection tool, select this anchor point and delete it. Let me unfill it so you can see here. Now if I go to the object here on the path, we have this simplify. Click on more option. So here we have this convert if you want to convert a straight line. So here we have this show original path. So if I'm going to check this one, so as you can see original path is going to show me. And also here we have this retain my latest settings and directly open this dialog. If you want to retain your latest settings here and you want to and directly open this dialog, so you're going to check this one. But if you don't want to open this dialog directly, so make sure you don't check this one. And here for this curve, as you can see, I can change. So simplify is something that your shape need to be simplified. So as you can see, you want to simplify your curve from this to something like this, or you can do here is that the second option that you can do is that you can grab your pen tool and here you can just click at this point. So here now one another anchor point is added to this shape, so I can use my direct selection tool so I can move it anywhere, so I can change that. Or you can do here is that you just click at this toolbar, so we have the smooth, so we have this smooth tool, you can use that as well. So if you want to just hold the click on with this tool on your anchor points, so automatically it's going to smooth here your shape. So the next option here on the with the path, we have this add anchor points. So if I'm going to draw this circle shape, and here I'm going to grab my direct selection tool, so as you can see we have this 1 2 3 4 anchor point. So let's try to add more anchor point to this. So I'm going to add on anchor point. So as you can see now here we have this one anchor point over here, one here, and also one we have on this bottom side. So if I want to add more anchor points, so I'm going to click on add anchor point. So as you can see, more anchor points is going to add to my shape. Without you want to actually measure anything here, you can use this add anchor point. So equally it's going to add the anchor point for all the parts of your shape. Let's try to add anchor point for the rectangle shape. So now if I want to actually add anchor point equally to this one or this one, so I need to measure it with the different tool here with Adobe Illustrator. But I don't want to use all the tools here, so I want to do automatic job. So I need to go to the object here on the path. We have this add anchor point. So when you add anchor point, so as you can see here is going to add the anchor point on the middle without any measurement or anything you want to actually change. So now you have this anchor point over here, you have this anchor point over this part of the shape as well. So let's try to add more anchor points. So I'm going to click on add anchor points. So as you can see, more anchor points is now it's going to show me. But if I just go to the path here, and if I want to remove the anchor point, so I'm going to click on remove anchor point. So it's going to remove my whole shape here. But if I want to delete a specific anchor point on my shape, so what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to select first my anchor point. It's not just like adding anchor point that's automatically going to add, but you need to select your anchor point, or you can hold the shift key, you can select multiple anchor point with your shape. And now if you just go to the object here on the path and click on remove anchor points. So now it's going to remove all the anchor point. So now if I select this one and also this one and also from this part of this shape, and now by holding the shift key on my keyboard, so now if I just go to the path here, click on remove anchor points, automatically it's going to remove all the selected anchor points from my shape. And the next option here, we have this divide objects below. Let me show you what is this option and how we're going to use it. So here by holding alt, I'm going to make more. So now if I want to actually divide this below here, so I'm going to select this shape, which is the upper shape, and I need to go to the object here on the path. I'm going to click on divide objects below, so I'm going to click at that. So as you can see now, it's going to divide this object below here. But if there is more shape, I'm going to make something like this and also this one. Let me change its color. So now I'm going to scale this. So now we have this 1 2 3 4. Let me just move this somewhere like this. So now if I want to divide, so now what happened here is that if I select this upper object and if I just go to the object and here on the path, click on divide object below. So now what happened here is that it's going to divide all the object. As you can see, now I can move it anywhere. So it means that for the only object that here for the two object is not going to work, but you can use it for many object with your Illustrator. If you have more than one or more than two or three object here, you can use this option, so you can divide object below. So the next option here, we have this split into grid. Grid is one of the best tool that you can use to design different kind of logo. You can use grid for the purpose of different designing stuff, and here this is the best technique also, that you can convert any shape into grid. So I can just go to the object here on the path, split into grid. So now when you click on the split into grid, so this window is pop up. As you can see, we have this rows, we have the columns. So now if I check this preview and if I want to add the rows, something like, let's go with this 6 or 8. And also for the column, I'm going to add something like go with 8 column. So here, as you can see, we have this high, we have this width, and also we have this gather for the rows, and we have this gather for the column. And also you have the total here, which is showing me for the rows and also for the columns. So if I want to add a gather, what's gather? So gather is a space that you can add between your rows. So I'm going to add the gather. So as you can see, the space between your rows is now added here for this shape. And also the same thing if you want to add this gather, the space between your columns, so we are going to increase this value. So now here we have this add guides. If you want to include the guides with your grid here, so you're going to check that. So as you can see, all the grid is now showing me with this grid, that now we convert this rectangle shape into a grid. And now if I just click OK, so now we have this we have all these grades, and also we have all these guides, and also we have this grades that we just apply, so I can move it anywhere. So now if I want to apply that to this ellipse, now if we want to convert that into grid, so what happened here, if I just go to the path and click on split into grid, and if I want to increase this rows and click on preview, so automatically this is going to convert into a rectangle shape. Why is that? Because the grid is made only for the this rectangle shapes, because when you want to create your own custom grid, so you can't actually make something like a rounded grid. So you can put rounded shape on your grid, but when you want to create the main infrastructure of your grid, so it should be just like a rectangle shape. So it should be like horizontal and it should be a vertical. And if I want to apply that to something like a polygon shape here, and if I'm going to draw this and go to the path here, and if I click on a split into grid, so now if I increase this rows, so as you can see, automatically it's going to convert that into the rectangle shape. And the last option with the path, we have this cleanup, which is one of the most useful option that you can use with your Adobe Illustrator. So here I'm going to draw something, but I'm going to delete that. And here, as you can see, we have this empty text that we didn't write anything. And also we're going to put a point, and here I'm going to make more with the pen tool. Sometimes it happen here with your Adobe Illustrator when you complete your design. So there is a lot of paths available. You can see it actually. So here we have one point over here, and if you want to see it, so on the layers panel, you can see we have this path, we have this type, and also we have this which is hidden. Let me delete this. So you can see it on your artboard, but it's all with the layer panel. You can see it, all the paths. So the best option here, if you want to delete all the useless path and type, which is not appear here with your artboard, so the best option is that you can go to the object without selecting all the path, all the type. So you can go to the path and click on the cleanup, and here we have this stray points. You want to delete, you want to delete this unpainted objects, and you want to delete this empty text paths as well. So I'm going to click on OK. So now, as you can see, all the path, all the type is now gone. Automatically it's going to delete of all the useless path and type from my artboard. So this is how we use all the options with the path under object menu. So now we know how to use this join, average, outline stroke, offset path, reverse path direction, simplify, add anchor points, remove anchor points, divide objects below, split, integrate, and clean up. So hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and learn how to use all the options with the path and the object menu. And if you have any question or doubt, please let me know in the comment box of this video. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel as well. So see you guys in the next video.